An ancient philosopher once said, "Nothing stands still, everything flows." Nowadays, this universal truth accounts for anything, even for the state of freedom. By now, each individual is empowered to have an impact on this flow. They can influence the shape of cities and even societies. While working in the present, they remember the past and are aware of the future. This is what National Model United Nations is all about. It shapes the leaders of tomorrow. It helps to understand complex issues. And it turns citizens into global citizens.
At National Model United Nations, you can really learn how the United Nations work. But personally, I believe that's not the greatest benefit you receive from such a conference. The greatest benefit you receive is something very personal, a certain set of soft skills like public speaking you can also use in your future life. And when you go to such a conference, it's really like, okay, here's a room with 400 people, there's your microphone, you got 90 seconds, say something good. So that's really exciting.
While preparing our delegates for NMUN, we primarily wanted them to understand that rhetorical skills are not only important for the conference in New York.
Pretty soon we learned that preparing for National Model United Nations is more than just preparing for a conference.
The rhetorical skills also helped us to prepare the negotiating process during the unmoderated caucus. In this phase of the conference, the actual work of Model UN takes place. This is where you outline UN resolutions along with others.
The challenge itself is to find a common ground for consensus while representing the national policy of your country.
Since October, we practiced these skills by participating at 2 Model United Nations conferences. One of them was our first publicly held conference in December, the Security Model United Nations.
At Security Model UN, we were still allowed to make mistakes. And for many of us, it had been the first experience with a Model United Nations conference at all. So after the conference, the staff members and the faculty advisor came to us and they gave us a lot of feedback. And also they encouraged us to reflect on our performance and to do even better next time.
About 2 months later, at the Bayern Moon, we saw the positive results. It was a lot of work, but it was fun and definitely worth it.
Bayern Moon was organized by the Friedrich Alexander University, and we were glad to intensify the relationship with the honorable delegates who represented the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia at this year's Conference B at NMUN.
Our universities are just 2 hours away from each other, but our cooperation only got closer by representing Pakistan and Saudi Arabia at NMUN.
I was wondering about that a lot, and I figured there might be 2 reasons for it. First one being, you feel the spirit of the UN within the city of New York. Secondly, you experience how New York turns into a global village when thousands of delegates arrive from all over the world in order to participate at National Model United Nations.
However, you do not only feel connected to the world on the personal level. Even your ideas you present at NMUN are internationally recognized.
It is important that students discuss those issues, Model United Nations in general, and the NMUN in specific are a great platform to do so. Not only for topics that concern the International Committee for Robot Arms Control, but for any topic in world politics.
It made us happy and in a way even proud that people from outside the simulation took note of our work and that it was not in vain.
All of this shows me that NMUN inspires people internationally, and at the same time the global community shapes you to become a global citizen.